Yo, what is going on, ladies, gentlemen, and whatever else you choose to identify? It is your boy Cam from Tweeking Media, and I am joined by my co-host Trail Sab. Go ahead and say hi to the peeps.
Yo, what's poppin'?
Yes, sir. So we are back. Dynamic duo this time. Chris has been taken over by his overlord Bezos, so he had to clock into that. But regardless, the show must go on, and we got a couple of interesting things that I think you guys will be interested to hear our thoughts and opinions on. So if you are new to this, welcome. Attack on Culture. This is our weekly nerd culture podcast where we talk about things in the video game industry, anime, comic books, DC, Marvel, you name it. We nerds and we like to talk about it. We want to talk about it. So this podcast is to express our thoughts on that. And if you're returning, welcome. Appreciate y'all for continuing to show love to this content of our channel. So before we get into the actual podcast itself, just a couple things. Be sure to show this video some love, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Click on the bell icon to stay notified of all future posts that we drop on this channel. And share this video across all your fellow nerds. Help us get to 1K sub, guys. That is our goal for the end of this year. Also, be sure to check out our social medias. Links are in the description box below. But we are on Twitter at Attack on Culture. We are on Facebook, Tweeking Media, and TikTok at YTM Clips. Again, links in the description box below. And sure to check out our other content that we have available on the channel. We have Threes from the Ring, which is our sports culture podcast. So, Detrell, why don't you give us just a brief synopsis of what y'all talked about in the recent episode and what's upcoming for future content, just in case anybody here is interested in that.
Yeah, man. So last episode was a good one. NBA just started last week. So basically on that day, we just talked about what we expect out of the season. It was fun. I'm not gonna say I'm Nostradamus on the things on what I'll be thinking, bro, but so far I've been right. Just check us out if you enjoy sports. It's real chill. I hate wrestling, so I'm not even going to talk about that. But on the basketball side, it's been absolutely amazing. If you like wrestling, I'm pretty sure Chris and Tyler is going to give you some good nuggets. I'll even chime in on a little bit of stuff. But all in all, great episode. Please check it out. Y'all been checking out the shorts, though, on both of these podcasts. We rocking with y'all. We appreciate it. Continue liking and commenting. Like, seriously. I think the last one I put up about, it was a Threes in the Ring one. You got a decent amount of likes. So I appreciate y'all for rocking with us and continue to, engage with us and stuff like that. And we're gonna do better with putting even more content out for y'all. That's just not podcasts. That's just not Cam with his gambling addiction. We're gonna put out even more content and things of that nature. So
Yep. So that's for Threes from the Ring, like Detrell mentioned, my gambling addiction. If you are also a gambling gooning addict like myself, be sure to check out my content for Gotcha on the Gotcha. This week got a big thing and for the Goddess of Victory Nikkei community as we are approaching our 3rd year anniversary. So I will definitely be doing some content in regards to that. So stay tuned if you are interested in seeing that. It will drop, I believe the update will happen either Wednesday or Thursday, but expect the video when that happens. And also, as Detrell mentioned, we want to push out more content. So I kept saying this in our previous episodes of the podcast that me and Detrell are working on something behind the scenes. But Views from the Couch, which is our series where we go really more into depth about games that we have played that we can't necessarily cover for the duration of the podcast. We are at this moment, we are wrapping things up and finalizing things for our Ghost of Yotei review. So if you want to hear our somewhat late, because we play video games, we want to play it, we want to experience it in its fullity and actually talk about it instead of just playing 2 hours of it and calling it a review, which is why we usually do impressions on the podcast. So if you're interested in hearing our thoughts of Ghost of Yotei, stay tuned for that as it drops sometime this week at the time of this podcast coming out. So all that being said, guys, again, let's get on with the actual podcast. So me and Detrell, we both play games as always, So let's talk about some of the games we played. I played one. Detroit played one. So I'm going to be talking about Dispatch as it recently came out. Honestly, this game low-key kind of slipped my radar. I wanted to get this game. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm a big fan of, Telltale like games. These were made by people who like Tales from the Borderlands, Wolf Among Us. So, they created this studio. It's called Ad Hoc Studio. And they put out this game that's about a superhero retiree who is called to be a dispatch for other heroes, and with the promise of being able to return back into his superhero life. So, what are my impressions on the game? So, currently, right now, I will say this. It is kind of staying true to that Telltale format where it's like they kind of have these episodic releases. Right now, the first 2 episodes are available. It's a week by week thing. So basically, the week of November 12th is when the last 2 episodes will release. And maybe a hot take, don't know. I would suggest you wait until the final episodes come out before you dive into this game. Right now, so the game is relatively cheap for its price, right? It's $30, $40 if you want the digital deluxe edition, which kind of comes with some art books and comics or whatever. So if that interests you, you can lend out a few extra dolos to support that. But for $30, even at right now for $30, I don't think it's worth the cost because the game is these first 2 episodes are very short. If you are expecting I'll use The Last of Us as an example, because when it comes to like those Telltale-esque games, I think that not Last of Us, Walking Dead. I think that Walking Dead is the premier standard when it comes to those type of games, because 1 episode, you go be in there for a decent little chunk of time. In this game, it is episode 1. I'm gonna, not to spoil too much, but episode 1 is kind of like getting introduced to the world and essentially how the main character goes from the superhero who is known as Mecha Man. Essentially, it is like it's a generational, like his dad and his grandfather were Mecha Man. It's an ordinary guy who can become a superhero. And his dad was killed by this villain named Shroud. And in his quest for vengeance, he tries to bust into his lair to defeat Shroud. Shroud ends up trapping him and destroys the Mecha Man suit and retires him as Mecha Man. But then he's introduced to this hero, Blonde Blazer, who has been keeping tabs on him and wants him to join her superhero agency as a dispatcher to these group of former supervillains. They're known as the Z Team because they absolutely suck and nobody likes them. But she thinks that the main character, whose name is Robert Robertson, they make fun of his name a lot. they make fun of his name a lot in the game. Game has a lot of clever writing, I'll say that. Like, I think the comedy lands. I think the dialogue between characters are solid. And I think the cast of characters, even though, again, what we have for the first 2 episodes is short, they're very engaging characters, in my opinion. It is a very engaging story. The premise is great. But again, you are literally, I bought the game. So just a preface into some of what we're going to be discussing in our Ghost of Yotei review when that video comes out. At the time of this recording, I literally beat Ghost of Yotei yesterday, so Saturday, and I bought Dispatch, and I bought Dispatch at 12 o'clock at midnight, basically, and I was done with the 2 episodes by 2 o'clock in the morning. So it's very, very short. So that is kind of, I think that's my biggest critique. I feel like if for the price that you're asking for, you should have came out with more episodes, or if you just had to delay the game a bit longer for all episodes to come out, I think that would have been preferable, because right now I just can't sit up here and say, again, while I enjoyed the 2 episodes I played, it's not enough to justify a $30 price tag. In some cases, $40 for the digital deluxe edition. So my recommendation is, if you want to get it to experience what the story is so far, you're not going to be disappointed. It's good stuff. It's just very short, and I would recommend waiting until November 12th when all of the episodes come out. to sink your teeth into Dispatch. So that's it for me as far as Dispatch. If you have played, if you've gotten Dispatch yourself, if you played it, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And on to that, Daytrail has also played games, so I'll pass it on to him to tell us what he's been playing and what he thinks about it.
You know what's crazy? When Cam did about 2 episodes ago, he let y'all know about like all the games that was coming out in October. And, you know, we kind of condensed the list because if we say everything, then the podcast will literally just be that. And we forgot one that I didn't even look at on the Opera GX thing. I don't even think Cam peeped it too when he looked at it, was Jurassic World Evolution 3. Forgot that game was even existing.
Stacked month.
Stacked. You know, a little bit of something about me. Ever since I played, and I know this is going to sound crazy when I say the game, but ever since I played my favorite game of all time, Final Fantasy 15, I am a branch of gaming. And what I mean by that one game made me branch out to a whole bunch of games. It made me be like, hey, I want to try this. I never got to play this. I want to try this. And throughout me branching out to a whole bunch of games, I found out I absolutely enjoy city builders and management games. Don't know why, because in real life, if I was your manager, you'd probably be like, Trail, cool, because I ain't telling you what to do. But Jurassic World Evolution 3 is the 3rd iteration in the series, hence on the 3, and it improves on every single thing that the other 2 did. I got a homie Beans. Me and him are the only 2 that play that game in our little friend group. And
I tried, Chad.
Cam tried. And me and him both enjoyed the first 2, but there was always something missing. The first one was decent, but you could tell it felt a little half-baked, really half-baked. Not a lot of dinosaurs, not a lot of stuff that you could do with the park. It felt like a really high-budget mobile game almost. 2 came out, and it seems like they took all the complaints and made 2, and it was even better. But there were still some aspects of 2 I didn't like, even some of the community, which I always don't agree with, like community when it comes to video games, but I agree with them. 2 was a good step forward, but it still wasn't the game that we think we should have. And now 3, my opinion, I haven't really looked at what people have been saying, but in my opinion, it's really good. Like Cam, I'll probably finish Ghost of Yotai probably like 3 days before he did or something like that. I would have to check like the text. And I bought this like after that. It was a very emergency buy because I didn't know this game came out yet again. And I didn't want to miss out on it, so to speak. And Beans reminded me. So this game is really freaking good to me. They pretty much streamlined it to the point it's not as confusing as the first 2. And confusion is probably the wrong word because the games are pretty simple when it comes to the city building and park management aspect. It's not that much. The game revolves around freaking dinosaurs, and those pure things will be either you rock with it or hate the game because them dinosaurs has a mind of their own. And I like it. I like it a lot. From the first park that they mess with, they have you manage in the campaign. I wanted to 5-star that park right there. And not because I'm a completionist at heart when it comes to video games, because I had so much fun building that park from the ground up that when they told me, hey, in order for you to get this 5 stars, you're going to have to go and, learn other parks. And I was like, I don't want to leave. I want to take care of this. And then I got to my 3rd park. And I forget where it's located because it's different locations in the world of people who play the game. But I got to that 3rd park, and it's the one when it's all about dinosaurs making love because that is a new feature in this game. Dinosaurs getting busy, and
breeding dinosaurs.
Yes, it is all about breeding dinosaurs and watching them get busy. I sat there for a whole entire day getting that park. Me thinking I'm just doing a campaign. I got so distracted in making that park so freaking perfect that I 5-starred it before the campaign part of that park was even done. And I was like, hey, I text Beans. I was like, Beans, I almost called off of work. I almost lost some cheddar trying to play this game. So I'm extremely addicted. If you like park and management sims and things of that nature, definitely give it a try. I would say this, though. The one knock I have, and it's not necessarily the game, the one knock I do have, it is feel like in this series, it feel like they're taking a sports game approach in terms of making the series better. And I could be wrong, but like, I don't think it takes 3 games to get to where we at right now. And I would hate for a Jurassic Park 4 to come out, and it's just all the things you complained about, we put it in this game. And it's like, those things can be DLC. Those things can be paid add-ons. And look, we anti, consumerism in this pod, but I'd rather pay $15 for an expansion pack than to pay a whole, I think this was $60 for another game. And it's really just like, felt like added on content. But enough being somewhat negative. Buy the game if you like these park sims and stuff like that. If you want a nice little cozy, chill thing to play before you get bumped on the head with some more games that's coming out to round out the year, I will definitely give it a try. Yeah. Oh, that's it with that. Hey, Ken, you heard about that one game? I think we should play that. I'll probably go half on it if you want to, but I don't know if it's on PlayStation. It's like a side scroller, beat 'em up but roguelike type thing. I saw Max playing it. I think it's on the Switch too. You haven't heard about it either?
Heard anything? I got way too many games on my wish list. I gotta my ADHD mind. I gotta like focus on. So I gotta focus on one thing, or else I'll get distracted.
When I find it, I'll text it to you. I'm like, man, this game look cool. We should probably. And it's I think it's got highly rated at the moment. So I try to sink our teeth into as much highly rated video games as possible. So when we have that video, people won't be like, well, you ain't play such and such. You don't know what a real game is until you touch it.
At this point, with the amount of games we played over this year, nobody can tell me nothing, man. So with all that being said, guys, let us know if you've played, again, Dispatch or Jurassic World Evolution 3. Let us know your thoughts, your experience so far with those games. So moving on to our news segment, we got a couple things, you know what I'm saying, to talk about. Particular, we got some Twitch drama, we got some Bethesda nonsense, and we got Xbox things again. But just a really quick news segment, because I do think I remember, because when Daytrip put this out, I was like, oh yeah, I did hear that. So WB is considering selling itself. I want to get an exact quote, so I'm not misinterpreting anything. So the company announced a review of strategic alternatives to maximize shareholder value. So what does that say for the average layman? We want more money. Basically, WB wants more money, so it's selling out. Is this good news or bad news? As of now, we don't know. They did say that it recently received unsolicited interest from multiple parties for both the entire company and Warner Brothers alone. So we've seen companies get acquired by other companies, and we've seen sort of the fallout of that. Get it? Because we're going to be talking about it later on. To a certain company. I get it. So it really just depends, but like, corporations aren't your friend. So if anything, this is just bad news on top of bad news. I don't have any hope that a good company is going to buy out WB and we'll get the return of that canceled Wonder Woman game or anything of that nature, or those canceled cartoon shows on HBO Max or anything like that. I wouldn't hold out hope. I wouldn't cope over that. This is just Warner Brothers. They want to get more money. So if there's a company out there that's willing to give them more money, and we seen firsthand this is what capitalism is. So it is gonna be what it is. But you know, if you have any further thoughts to add onto this in the comment, let us know in the comment section down below. But Detra, what do you think about all this as our resident WB stan? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no doubt. I think out of everybody in our group, I think I consume more Warner Brothers product.
Yeah, you probably
than anybody else. I watch Adult Swim shows a lot. I am continuously playing for that HBO Max subscription against my will at this point over some things that they have that I like. And the only type of superhero movies I enjoy are the ones that come from that side. So I am a resident WB stan. Oh, and I love HBO shows. That's another thing. Sopranos, things of this nature. So I want to say this. They did get a big offer from Paramount, and thank the gods above that they rejected that offer.
Oh, thank God, because that would have been terrible. Paramount, oh Lord, that would have been terrible.
And it's owned by Larry Ellison. He don't need no more things. That's all I gotta say on that is. Because it gets really political if I keep talking further. I'm not trying to, be this channel's Che Guevara. But I would say them selling is probably a good idea. I think that whole Discovery thing that they did when they bought Discovery kind of kicked them in the shebang. I don't think it worked out as well as people hoped. It is, I think, next to Peacock, but the thing that keeps Peacock afloat is kind of like the live sports that they have. It's one of the lower streaming sites, and I think they are the lowest. I think Tubi have more monthly watchers than HBO Max. Tubi is free, but I digress on that. So they do get bids, but I don't think the bidding is going to go how people think it's going to go. I honestly think the bidding is going to. People are just going to, you know what? I want that property. I don't want the whole thing. I just want that property. Let me get that. And I think that's how it would go. Because I think Netflix came out and I think Prime came out and said, oh, yeah, we're interested, but we don't want your television channels. We don't want TNT. We don't want that. But Superman?
Oh, yeah, we'll take Batman. We'll take Superman.
We'll take Batman all the way. Adult Swim content and stuff like that, Sopranos, those type of things, we'll take that all the way. The movies and stuff, the things that people actually like, Game of Thrones, as much as you niggas hate season 8, that is a juggernaut of an IP. A juggernaut.
In the right hands, some cool things can be done.
For sure. So, and it's not just Game of Thrones that they have. They have so many like things that people will binge watch. Like if Netflix get their HBO slate, oh my God, Netflix become the best streaming service around. They're gonna be charging niggas $40 to watch
that price increase finna be crazy too.
It's gonna be insane, but at that point, it's kind of like I get to watch my Netflix shows and I get to binge watch old HBO shows. Kind of worth it. And then with Amazon, I think Amazon in terms of like pricing is still, half and half. On one half, it's not as egregious as these other places. On the other half, it ain't that many things to watch on there. So if Amazon get it, it kind of makes it more worth it. But Amazon, that price kind of goes with you paying for 2-day shipping and stuff like that.
You paying for Prime anyway.
Yeah, you paying for Prime. As long as it don't go to Paramount, I don't care. And people talking about, the mouse wins again. The mouse not going to be able to buy that.
Disney's not, yeah.
Not even just because of money, just because of ethics. You can't. No court in their right mind is going to let the mouse own Marvel and DC.
And DC. Oh God.
That is like antitrust laws and stuff are a thing. So a lot of Disney like nut swingers are like salivating at seeing Superman and the Captain America do this.
It's not. It's monkey.
Gotta come on their channel.
Monkey's paw. Be careful what you wish for.
It won't happen. It's because if a court let that go, that nigga Bob Iger gonna have to do a whole bunch of slurping to the hands of this country to let that even slide. That's one. And two, that'll create I a landslide of just
so many companies are going to be like, well, Disney can do it. Why can't we do it?
You know what I mean? And not even just that. Niggas going to be like, how can we compete?
Right.
You know, and that's all this stuff is. Like, it's competition. The reason Netflix can charge however much it want and still be the highest, like in terms of everybody has a Netflix account. As much as people want to say arg and I pirate what I pirate, niggas got Netflix accounts. And all they gotta do is like, yo, we got Love Island season whatever. Come through and niggas will come through. Stranger Things movie part 76, niggas gonna come through. So
still in high school.
Yeah, exactly. So all in all, like I said, I think WB, is going to be a big. I just pray, and all of us should pray, it don't go to Paramount, because all the things we love about some of them shows is going to be owned by a dude who has his face and body knuckle deep inside of our president's butthole. So please let it not go into Paramount. There's so many other things that I don't even watch that is good for the ecosystem of television, like John Oliver's talk show. Night show. All those types of
Paramount,
things.
But yeah.
So pretty, please don't let it go there. I pray. And if it do, hey, y'all like Fiona and Cake? That ain't gonna be there no more. Shoot, any other cartoons that y'all like that they feel is not part of the agenda?
If you don't like it, it's gone.
So you know, I'm not trying to fearmonger because I hate fearmongering, but please let it not go to bro.
You've seen what's been happening lately. We not go delve into it, but yeah. Again, let us know what your thoughts are for the whole WB situaciones, and on to some other news. So this happened fairly recently, so I thought, you know what I'm saying, let's talk about it. TwitchCon. So TwitchCon has recently happened, and just like every other event when it comes to TwitchCon, there's always going to be drama. And so this latest drama / controversy happens when in regards to Emiru. There's a lot of moving parts to this story, and there just was a recent update from the CEO of Twitch. So we'll get into a little bit of that, but just to provide just a broad overview of the situation. So Emiru hosted a meet and greet at TwitchCon. She wasn't able to hire her previous bodyguard that she really liked because he had stopped an incident at a previous con, but for some reason he did his job so well that Twitch banned him from the event. So she had to go with someone else at that meet and greet. You can watch the clip for yourself. A guy, you literally see no one makes any effort to do anything. He just casually walks up to Emiru and tries to puts his arm around her and tries to kiss her forcibly. She manages to push him off the security, or the other security guards she hired, pushes him off of her. But as a lot of people pointed out, that situation could have gone a lot worse than what we were presented in the clip. And there was no efforts made by any of the Twitch security to do anything. He was able to pass. He was able to pass by so many checks to get to her to do that it's kind of like, it raised the question. A lot of people were like, well, why didn't Twitch do anything about this? And they come to find out that security, her security got him off. Her manager was the one that had to take her inside and kind of make sure everything was fine. And he was able to just walk off and do whatever he wanted to do. And Emiru, there's a tweet that she put out, and there's also a video out now of her talking more in depth on the situation. But she said that her manager had to basically press Twitch security to hey, some unhinged weirdo just assaulted Emiru, and he's still walking around willy-nilly do something. And it was only at that behest that they did something about that. And so now a lot of people are yo, Twitch, what the heck is going on? How could you allow this to happen? And there have been similar incidents in the past in regards to Twitch security. And also, Emiru also explained that she didn't even want to do the meet and greet in the first place. She was essentially, and this is just kind of like, I'm not trying to say a specific word because I don't want to get into legal troubles, but she was kind of like coerced into doing the meet and greet because to keep her show. So Twitch was like, hey, you want to keep your show? You got to do this meet and greet. She didn't want to do it. There was a clip shown where she was with, I believe, Senna and some other female Twitch streamers that they were like, yeah, I'm not doing any meet and greets at Twitch. And then Emiru was like, yeah, I have to do it for my show. So she didn't even really want to do the event in the first place. It's just a bad look for Twitch, all in all. And she did say that that was her last TwitchCon. She's never attending the event again. With kudos to her, because with all of the crap that we always hear about TwitchCon, it is very clear that they don't care about their creators of the platform. They don't. They genuinely don't. And I think the biggest takeaway from this is for all of the big Twitch and unfortunately this kind of more so applies to a lot of the female streamers. I don't think it's worth doing anything at TwitchCon just because it's clear as day they don't care about this. I mean, they even put out a blanket PR statement saying that we made sure to respond to the incident accordingly, which they didn't, as we can tell by what Emiru put out and what her manager put out. There was a recent update as far as again, like I said, the CEO did come out and he was like, we failed both in allowing it to occur and our response following, but words so easily, as said by a certain game franchise that's coming to PlayStation that we'll talk about later. But yeah, so it's a mess of a situation. Definitely, thank God that again, because this situation could have been a lot worse because of just a failure and competence in Twitch security. And hopefully they take this as a sign to, actually start taking their events a lot more seriously and start treating the creators that make their platform a success with a lot more respect and dignity when it comes to events like that. So that's that. Detrail, why don't you want to give thoughts on the situation?
Yeah. I personally think, and I think you hit everything that needs to be hit on, Twitch being able to protect the streamers. I think you hit that on the head. It needs to happen. But I also think the culture of Twitch needs to change. In terms of right now, the biggest streamers, and I have no problem with IRL stuff. It is what it is. But right now, a lot of the biggest streamers are just, it's almost so close to black pill content of saying hey, I got a bunch of girls on the stream. You will never have this. Look at all these OnlyFans models. Look at all this. They taking girls on dates. They doing proms and stuff like that. And it's creating an ecosystem of just, objectifying the women that come on that platform.
Unhinged parasocial weirdos.
Yeah, especially on the parasocial side. And like I said, they objectify the women, and they're extremely already objectified. Already, just off the fact that they get on the internet and they want to be themselves. Because I saw one comment in a situation, well, she did this to herself. How? She's a nice looking woman on the internet that play games or do, talking or watching videos in front of people. She didn't do none herself. There's no reason this should have happened to her at all. So I think the culture needs to change. Let's go back to playing games on a platform that used to host people just playing games. Now, everybody trying to do a pop the balloon dating challenge. And this is not necessarily a thing to a Kai. Kai created something that he is the only one who can replicate. It's not something that goes on to him or Agent or something like that, who they do what they do because they know how to entertain. It's everybody else, you know what I mean, trying to replicate those type of things, but not doing it in the sense that they know how to do it. You know what I mean? The way people clip Senna and Agent and Emiru and Agent and all of them, the way they clip that stuff is not about the content that they providing for you on Twitch. It's about
look at how he looked in her eyes.
Yeah, like, oh, this person was crazy. Look who rizzed up this weird, things like that. And there's another situation I'm not going to get into, but it involves, like, I forget what the Asian chick that with the black accent name and the other girl, I forget her name, Zoe Spencer or something like that. Where they just, I'm gonna put big quotations, assaulted some dude on stream, and it's like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, it's all cool to show that we're friends or we hang out with each other, we party and things of that nature. But at this point, y'all creating an ecosystem of not create, because these dudes who watch y'all all day, some of these people are in the head and they think that stuff is real life. And they think like, hey, that's my ball. And this is that.
I can walk up to Emiru and force her to kiss me because I've watched her streams for well over hundreds of hours. I've been a frequent membership on her Twitch channel, and I've donated so much money to her. So that gives me the right to walk up to her, and she better give me a kiss because I'm her only fan. I'm the only one who knows who she is. I'm the only one who supports her as hard as I do. So it is well within my rights to do what I can do at that meet and greet. It's well within my rights to skip, go past security, and assault her. That's the type of environment that these weirdos are dwelling in. And it's a lot of this content is kind of like not necessarily a flack on some of these creators. It's just the way that the content is presented and the way that there's an expectation of engagement that kind of fosters this type of behavior. Because some people just don't know how to separate themselves from the mediums that they enjoy. They don't. Their entire identity is stuck to whoever their favorite content creator is, whether the content creator wants it or not. So with that type of behavior, with that type of environment that they are in, it creates this expectation of, oh, because I support this content creator, I can do whatever I want in regards to said content creator, which is why you get, and then you put that on top of just how Twitch does not seem to care at all about their creators, about the people that are making their platform a success, that is, generating ad revenue and making these people who are, executive leadership and shareholders a bunch of money. They don't care about the actual safety of the individual. They're like, hey, Emiru, you want to keep that show that, helps us and helps our brand, helps us get more ads, help us get more money and to our shareholders. Well, you got to stick your neck out and do a meet and greet. And good luck with those fans of yours, because we got security, but it's not like anything top of the line or whatever. Oh, and yeah, that one security guy that you felt safe with, that you wanted to hire, yeah, you can't bring him in because he did his job a little bit too well. So it is a mess of a situation. Twitch, big L on you. Again, and like I said, I think what's going to take for there to be a real big change when it comes to some of these, like when it comes to events like TwitchCon, it's just an overwhelming, just outcry of these big Twitch streamers saying like, hey, we're not going to support TwitchCon unless you get down when it comes to your security. Be more serious when it comes to that. The other piece of news in regards to this Twitch incident is that after this, and these are at the moment, these are allegations, but if there's, I guess, one silver lining to this incident that Emiru experienced, is that it gave her the confidence to speak out about something else that's been happening behind the scenes when it comes to Twitch, and that has to deal with, I think his name is Mizkif. So apparently there has been some things going on behind the scenes with Mizkif and Emiru separating herself from him, saying that he's been doing blackmailing her, saying that if she speaks out against him, he's gonna like ruin her career or whatever. She speaks about some incidents where he, nearly tried to assault her. Again, these are all allegations. And so as we get more and more news about the situation, we may or may not provide updates. But again, this kind of just ties into just the overall atmosphere of what we'll be talking about when it comes to Twitch and things of that nature. So again, just want to point that out. That's just some things that have been going on as far as,
Can I say one thing?
Twitch drama. yeah.
Can I say one thing? If you're an aspiring person to get into, Twitch, or want to get into Hollywood, or want to get into, popularity, some aspect, I want to give you a little tip. And I know you'd be like, but Trill, you're not there, and things of that nature. I got this tip from something called Common Sense. If somebody gives you an NDA in order to do anything with that person, it means a lot of stuff about to go down that you're particularly not going to like, or somebody who finds out not going to like. And that NDA, just holds them and holds you accountable if you're like, my nigga, shut your mouth. So I just want to say that anytime you see an NDA, be like, I'm about to make a decision that probably changed my life for the better and or worse. 99% chance it's going to be worse. So be on the lookout for stuff like that. So weird that people who got famous off of playing video games are now having relationships, parties, things of that nature, and making niggas sign NDAs. So nobody will talk about the sick stuff that they're doing.
Money and fame changes. Yeah, money and fame changes you.
I hope it collapses.
Changes you, man.
I hope it collapses. I hope people realize, like, hey, I shouldn't be watching these people and stuff like that. Because I'm gonna keep it to me. I don't even watch Twitch like that anymore. And two, the only person I really watch in terms of a streaming thing is really Maximilian Dude, because the only thing he said wrong was nigger dagger, and that was a mistake. So that was my nigga Max.
Right. It's just right now there really does need to be there's so many, like, I'm not gonna talk about like the whole Hassan issue. There's just so many things happening right now when it comes to Twitch that it really is time to take a deep dive at that platform, at the environment, and like things got to change, man, because y'all out there wilding. But that's it. Again, let us know your thoughts on this TwitchCon situation, the whole Emiru situation. We want to engage with you all in regards to that. So moving on, and I will let Detrail take the helm of this. So we kind of teased this a bit earlier, but recently Bethesda decided to host Fallout Day, and it wasn't quite the Fallout they wanted. So Detrail, go ahead and tell us your thoughts on what happened with that event.
So, there was a Fallout Day. It was an anniversary that I forget how many years, but it's a long time, basically. Y'all know Fallout been around before I think we was born. So they had an anniversary to celebrate Fallout as a IP. And everybody in their mama wanted this to be the showcase to have some remakes or some remaster. Now, Fallout fans, we kind of know, like, hey, when they talk about Fallout, there's a couple things that's going to happen. One, it's going to be a whole bunch of 76 stuff. And two, it's going to be about the TV show. Cool. We understand that. We get that. One thing that they did, which was strike one, and it was like, strike one was, we saw Fallout 4. And they're like, the heck we saw Fallout 4?
Yeah, I saw that.
And now they got a Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, also going to the Switch 2, but I don't think Switch 2 players are going to play Fallout. But an Anniversary Edition. And it's like, nigga, you Skyrim'd us, but we can forgive you.
You're not trying to hunt for more settlements?
No. Then, I don't know if this is in chronological order, but the Obsidian team came out. Oh, and if you know anything about the Obsidian team, you like, bro, Obsidian, they made the greatest Fallout that ever lived, Fallout New Vegas. Let's wipe our hands. The Obsidian team talking about how great their game is and stuff like that. A new PC edition of Fallout New Vegas dropped. And they got a cool little statue. And then Strike 3 is literally having Todd Howard come out and say, "We got some stuff in the chamber for y'all," and that nigga disappeared. Such a waste of time, bro. Of anybody who sat there.
They finessed y'all.
Who will watch that? Now, the reason a lot of people are mad is because rumors had it that they was working on like a Fallout 3 remake and or New Vegas remake. And there's been a rumor even before the Obsidian, I said Obsidian, but the Elder Scroll, the last Elder Scrolls game that came out, the remake that came out, I can't think of the name right now. But this has been a rumor since then. And people has been clamoring for either or those games to get a remake so people can replay it, relive those things. And by God, they gave you something that nobody wanted, which was a Fallout 4 for the Switch 2. And I guess it's enhanced. You know, you get all the DLC. Because it's not like PlayStation 5 enhanced, because that already came out. So it's enhanced in which you get all the DLC and all of the crappy Creation Suite stuff that nobody cares for. When they try to make their own like community mod thing, which people are paying for, nobody care about the Creation Suite stuff. So all in all, a bunch of baloney. And what really grinds my gears is that the new Fallout TV show season is going to be revolved around New Vegas. And you want to know what's going to sell?
A New Vegas remake.
A New Vegas freaking would do good on both ecosystems. You know what I mean? They'll watch the show, get the urge to play New Vegas. Watch the show, get the urge. Because that's what happened with the show. Originally, people watched the show and got the urge to play Fallout 4. Just like when people watched the Cyberpunk Edge Runners and Cyberpunk became the greatest game of all time when people got done watching that anime. This is what happens. But this is the difference between watching that New Vegas thing and going to play a game that's damn near 20 years old.
Archaic.
Bro, that game is not like I'm going to pick up my controller. One, if you're a PlayStation nigga, you will be streaming that game. Not even really playing it, you will be streaming that game. And two, if you're an Xbox nigga, I'm pretty sure when you're crying because a whole bunch of things that's not happening that you wanted to happen, you're going to be like, I played this game 1 billion times already. And the PC nigga is like, yo, I already got 4 million sex mods on this. Why am I playing this game again? But you want to know what would have really had people play that game? A remake. My nigga, a remaster. You got the type of fan base that would excuse a remaster that's garbage. You do. Shoot, them niggas will excuse that. They just want more content. So I'm pretty sure the strategics on the Bethesda side, they're trying to probably pull out that Elder Scrolls game, so more faith can be put into that side of Microsoft. Because unfortunately, we about to go back to the graveyard and undig a dead body again soon with this next topic. So I know they're being very, very strategic on the stuff that they're doing. So, but all in all, I'm mad. I'm not mad. Because I'm not stupid. So I'm just surprised. I'm not even surprised. I'm just
disappointed.
Well, we rooted for you. We all rooted for you. So
Bethesda said, I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm gonna name Bethesda.
Them niggas so funny, bro. When they brought Obsidian out, if you go back and watch people who was live streaming the thing, like, oh, that's the Obsidian devs. You know what this means? Like, you know what? Come get the special edition with a statue, nigga, that you gonna buy on eBay for $20 in 2 years.
There you go, man. So that is Fallout Day. Fallout. Let us know what you guys think of what happened, the things that were announced, and your thoughts towards that as well. So we've alluded to this in Nostradamus Trail Sav has alluded to this in one of our previous podcast topics where we were talking about Xbox. So Xbox, more news has come out. We can't ever have a week where Xbox doesn't do anything to stay in the topic of conversation. So while ago, I forgot what episode of the podcast this was. Maybe this is like 2 or 3 podcasts. We were talking about like, what is Xbox's end goal? Why are they making all these dumb decisions when it comes to Game Pass, when it comes to their hardware and increasing console prices? What are they trying to do? And if you look at this is also one of our shorts that we put out on our channel. I gave my thoughts, and then Detro gave his thoughts as far as what the end goal was. Well, come to find out, we got the answer, and Detrail was right. So Detrail, go ahead, let us know what Xbox has recently announced.
Can I lay a backdrop for you niggas? I don't even know if it was last episode or 2 episodes ago. Y'all know me. I'm not a comment type nigga, but I'll peruse through the comments when I even put my thought really into that, right? I had Cam really go, because I know this stuff. I had Cam really talk about Xbox and stuff like that. Put a clip up. And somebody let a long soliloquy. I don't know what it is about when I give a take on something. One of the few comments we get, people want to give a long soliloquy of why we're freaking wrong. That was a situation on the Threes of the Ring side when I said the Clippers are old and they're going to play like old people. Some nigga left a paragraph talking about how you don't know basketball, how you don't know the game. You're so stupid. This is why this and that. We talked about Westbrook before, and somebody said, this is why you guys are such a small channel, such and such and such and such. We talked about Xbox, and that nigga left too many comments. I didn't even want to talk about that. And I said, the reason Xbox is doing these things is because Microsoft, the company that owns them, want their goddamn money back. And guess what news came out about what Microsoft want? Them niggas said, we want a 30% profit margin on Xbox. Niggas who don't know that stuff, and shoot, I barely know it. But you know the thing that I do when I don't know something, I go on the internet and check
look it up.
not look up that stuff up. Nintendo and goddamn PlayStation combined don't even expect a 30% profit margin. But somehow Microsoft does. And you want to know why? Because they bought 2 fat, super large companies that are bleeding money because they decided
billions of dollars.
Billions of dollars bleeding money because they decided to put on a subscription platform without getting their fucking money back. I'm sorry for cursing. So, other than that news, another Nostradamus thing I said, I always talked about Halo is eventually going to come on PlayStation because everything is like a slow burn type thing, very slow. It's kind of like when you talking to a girl that you know, hey, I can't approach this any old type of way. I gotta ease into the conversation. I gotta find out what she like. I gotta find out what she don't like. But when I do, I will strike for that freaking kill. This is just like that. They knew that their fans were going, and I'm not a console one nigga. I hate it to be the truth, but I'm also a nigga that lives in reality. Them fans knew that they were going to get mad. So you know what they did? They put the little indie games on PlayStation. You know, Penman. You know, what's the one Tango worked on that was almost
Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush. They put them little games on there. And then they was like, you know what? Let's throw a little something else on there. Let's throw Gears on there. See how that goes, you know. Gears on there. And then tell them like, hey, the next Gears is going to be on there too. And after they successfully got in them DMs and because the fans was like, hey, you know, the ceilings is not totally falling. Everything's okay. It's just that Halo would never be a PlayStation.
Halo's fine, guys. As long as we
Halo's
have Halo, we're good to go.
And they not only put Halo on PlayStation, because honestly, what they could have did was take the Halo they already got on Xbox, put it to PlayStation, slap a freaking $70 price tag on there, and rain money, right? They didn't even do that. They said, let's make a brand new Halo from the ground up of the first.
The remake of the very first Halo game.
let's make a remake from the ground up with new features and give it to them niggas. You know, there's a lot of hopium that's going around on those fans talking about, well, guess what? PlayStation fans don't want to play PlayStation games. My nigga, they gonna play them games and then play yours too. Once you get out of the console war mindset, you will realize, like, hey, everything is a business. So I'm gonna break it down for you niggas in caveman talk one last time, so you niggas can know what Xbox is thinking. Xbox bought really big companies. Big companies
lots of money.
A lot of monies. A lot of monies come from Xbox. Xbox need money, make Microsoft happy. Game Pass not making so much money because Game Pass has to play other developers as well. So Xbox, smart decision, put other games, other platforms, make money back, everything good. Basically it. That's all you need to know. This is not, I would say this is the best thing Xbox can possibly do to stay afloat. They are not the leader in console sales. They are not the leader.
They are at the bottom of the bottom when it comes to that.
They are not the leader in any like studio in that pushes out games. They're not the leader in anything. You know what I mean? They're not the first choice when somebody asks their mama what you want to buy for Christmas. They're not the first choice. Whatever little Timmy's friend playing on, they're gonna buy, and 9 times out of 10, it's a PlayStation. And then when people realize there's a PC that I can buy or save up money to get or ask my mom to give me for Christmas, they're going and level up to a PC. Xbox will forever always be that one system that nobody buys. You know, and it is not, again, this is not me trying to dig up a dead body, shake it, and then put it back in the ground. Because again, them niggas not paying me. Sony not paying me. And trust me, Sony, I shield for a couple dollars. They not paying me. Like, it's all about reality and what you know about these systems, bro. Or about this. It's like, and you don't have to be an economics major. Because one thing me and Kim not about to do is put up a graph with them numbers that we can't explain. But if you got the power of common sense, and you know how to use this
thing right here,
you gotta use it. The big man upstairs, God did not give us this thing not to use. Every part that we got, we need to use it. And that brain, we need to use it more. So it's so funny. I'm not even going to talk about the one thing I was going to say because it's hilarious. But the console war has been dead since the PlayStation 4 dropped, bro.
Yeah, pretty much. There was never significant competition between Sony and Microsoft.
I saw one dude talk about that he got to change up the way he create content since Xbox did this because he's no longer a gamer. If your hobby dictate on one system, I wish I can take a picture of my PlayStation right now to show how much I care about this thing. This thing is on its last leg. I love it to death. But it's just a system, bro. It's just hardware. It's not your life, bro. Gaming is gaming, brother. Like, you gonna like it or not. This is not a loss. It's not. Because you know what would have been a real loss? Microsoft, when it came down, hey, wrap it up.
We not doing nothing no more. No more
Sell them studios off.
No more Halo, no more Gears of War. All of our first-party IPs are dead in the water. We're not even selling them.
Yeah, like, come on.
That's a loss.
Hey, let me cool down these PlayStation niggas too. I'll tell you right now, Nintendo will slap you niggas up sideways. Don't think it's coming that way. Don't think Nintendo gonna start putting Mario and stuff on their system. You will lose.
Nintendo does not, bro. Nintendo does not give a single about putting any of their IPs on anything else.
14 million Legend games sold. One console. Do not play with them niggas like it's sweet.
Nintendo is not. Again, we talk smack about Nintendo a lot, but if there's one thing that Nintendo is going to do when it comes to their fan base, is they're going to sell a product, no matter how bad, mid, or how great it is. They are going to keep their console afloat because they have a cult-like fan base that is going to support their products no matter what. So no, Nintendo will never be desperate enough to go like, oh, well, you know, I just read this article that said the Switch 2 is not selling a lot of money and it's failing. So we have to give you guys Mario Galaxy. No.
Let me throw this. And again, we not numbers niggas. But say Ghost of Tsushima Ghost of Yotai did the same as like Tsushima during its release. So they sold around the same, right? Made their money back and whatnot. If that's the case, that means Yotai sold around 2-3 million copies. It's good, guys. It's good. Remember, one console, 3 million copies. That's amazing. Them niggas and Nintendo would sell a Pokemon, and that joint would do like 15 million in a week.
Sword and Shield, which is regarded as one of the worst Pokemon games ever, sold 6 million copies in one weekend. This was at the apex of the boycott Nintendo for the National Dex cut controversy.
Yeah.
This was the apex of people going like, I'm not gonna buy this game because you guys cut the National Dex and we hate you, so we're gonna boycott. 6 million copies in one day, in one weekend.
Bro, Nintendo is in a league in space of its own.
That's why we never include, when we talk about console wars, we literally only talk about Sony and Microsoft. We don't include Nintendo in that conversation because Nintendo does not, it exists in its own ecosystem of, hey, no matter what we do, we're good. Nintendo has never once in their life probably ever been concerned with PlayStation or Xbox, bro. They probably haven't. So let's keep Nintendo out of it. And the console war thing again is not that like, but it is crazy in terms of just history of gaming, right? Like as a gamer, it is absolutely crazy to boot up your PlayStation, go down into the PlayStation store and see Halo. You can wish list Halo right now. That is insane. Like that now when we talk about historic moments of gaming, this is like, okay, whoa, because like again, I'm just talking about just how this is. We're not saying this is like if you booted up your Xbox and you saw Kratos on the home screen saying, hey, you want to play God of War? Like that is this is when you think about Microsoft, you think about Xbox, Halo is their flagship, it is their premiere. When you think first party Xbox, you think Master Chief. And so it is crazy that we exist in a period of time in 2025 that right now you can boot up your PlayStation 5, scroll down to the PlayStation store, and you can wish list Halo Combat Evolved, but not just any old remaster or the Master Chief Collection, a complete ground up remake of a legendary franchise. It is a crazy time we are in. And again, it's a good decision for Microsoft because they need the money.
My last thing, people who look at the market, they do this thing called like a recession indicator. Like if this happened, that means this recession. You want to know, people look at like, war things, and they got like the doomsday clock to be like, we're this close to the doomsdays. I want to bring something new to the table. I'm going to call this an end times indicator. Nigga, Halo on PlayStation, Big man about to come back soon, bro. It's kind of, it's
like
an indicator, bro.
This is like when Gears of War was on PlayStation. People are just like, well, you know, it's Gears of War. You know, like, and we're not saying anything bad towards Gears of War. Gears of War is a good franchise, but again, it's not Halo. Halo is like one of those things where it's like you got people going like, Halo is on PlayStation. like, dude, the amount of clickbait titles you're gonna see when this game drops next year, oh man, it's gonna be doing numbers. I can already see Halo on PlayStation. Is Halo on PlayStation better than it ever was on Xbox? Like, y'all ain't gonna be ready for the conversations that's gonna be happening next year when this game drops multi-platform. But that's it. As we, want to wrap things up. So let us know again, your thoughts on everything that's happened with recent Xbox news. Are you excited to see Halo on PlayStation? Let us know. And so with all that being said, guys, we're going to go ahead and end things here. As we always say, and it never happens, we said it was going to be a short episode and we're already over an hour. So that just goes to tell you that, we're like Bethesda, can't keep our promises. So with all that being said, guys, again, if you stuck around through the whole podcast episode, we appreciate you. You are a real one, whether you are new to the channel or you are a returning face that continuously to support our content that we put out. We always want to appreciate you guys. Again, thank you guys so much for the support you show on our YouTube Shorts and also on our TikTok page. And again, even if you put us on the background when it comes to these YouTube videos, we really, really highly appreciate that. If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And again, like I said before, be on the lookout for future content that is going to be dropping later on this week. We have our Ghost of Yote review, and also for all my Goddess of Victory DK peeps, the big Gacha and the Gacha content for this week is going to be 30-year anniversary for that game. So expect some content revolving around that. So with all being said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless. See you next time.
Peace out.